Welcome back to Behind the Box. This is Gaming Solutions, a series where we discuss a board gaming challenge and some of the solutions that we find work for us. And today we're going to be talking about sore losers.
So, we've all experienced it. You've been playing with a group of friends, and then there's that one person that feels like they're going to lose, and it's not even that much into the game, and all of a sudden they just start behaving really poorly and apathetic. And we want to kind of cover a couple of ways that you can mitigate that, not only with some ideas for the types of games that you're picking, but also the environment that you're playing games in.
Yeah, so let's start with the environment, because this could be a really easy win for you. It might just be the environment is what we need to improve. So take a look around your gaming space. What's the temperature like? Is it too hot? Is it too cold? How about the furniture? Are people sitting on really uncomfortable chairs? Or think about the time of day. Are you playing games like right after work and nobody's eaten yet and you're not giving them any food? Or are you playing games too late at night? It's like 9:30 by the time you start and everyone's tired and they just want to go to bed. So think about the time of day. And then we always love just having snacks around, clean snacks, or at least lots of napkins just in case they're not, and drinks as well, so that people feel like they've been fed and they're not thirsty. Make sure that your chairs are comfy, and that the temperature of the room is comfortable as well. If it's too hot, have a fan. If it's too cold, put the heater on or give them like pillows or blankets or something. Just make sure that they feel comfortable coming here and gaming.
Now let's say it's not the environment, it's the actual games that they're playing. So the first thing we like to do whenever we play with somebody that has historically been a sore loser is try and only play shorter games with those people. Mm-hmm. So you can still play competitive games. We've played games like Deep Sea Adventure and Skull, and quite often they're the person that after they lose a round, want to play again because the games are very low time investment and really quick to set up and just keep playing over and over again. And so it quite often helps to just have that short game, and you'll wind up playing like 6 rounds of Deep Sea Adventure instead of a 3-hour-long heavy game, and they come away from it feeling like, oh, I got so close so many times. And even if they lose every game, they might still be okay with it. Now, we're not very familiar with Euro games, especially the heavier side of Euro games. If there are shorter versions of the games you like to play, and if that's the type of stuff they would want to keep playing, not lighter games like Skull, find something that still fits the type of game they would like, but just find a shorter version of it or a shorter type of game that still fits within that genre or gameplay or whatever.
Yeah.
That might help them quite a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't feel as invested. You haven't spent 3 hours just to lose.
Yeah.
So our next suggestion is maybe pick a game that tells a good story as it plays out, so that win or lose, the conclusion it just makes sense. It can be accepted. Whatever happened, it makes sense with what you were playing out, the story. So games that we play that are like this are, for example, Dead of Winter. Mm-hmm. I also think legacy games are really good for this. Yeah. So like you might perhaps be playing, Pandemic Season 1 or Season 2 legacy game, and maybe you really failed at like 1 month. But there's, so many other months that you can try again. So try and find a game that's like maybe got a great narrative, great story, or it plays out that way at least, so that it just all makes sense when it ends.
I think kind of following on from that as well, I mean, we love games that create a story, and you'll be talking about how that game played out for weeks and weeks. So following on from that, games that offer big moments for individual people. So a game I love for this is Sentinels of the Multiverse. Every game of that, pretty much, you'll have too much to handle, but it's always great when you get to be the person that goes, right, this thing that's been being a huge pain to us the whole game through, I'm about to take care of it. You guys focus on these other things. And you'll watch the other player do that, and they will completely own the situation, and they'll have that huge spotlight on them moment where they feel like they've accomplished something huge. And I think the important thing is, from your side, when you see that happen to the person that would otherwise be a sore loser, celebrate it. They were a hero just then. They saved the day, at least temporarily. Even if you lose the whole thing, they will still probably come away from it and be like, oh, I had such an amazing play. I drew all the right cards and I played them in the right order and did a great combo. And this happens as well in competitive games, you know? People make huge strategic plays and really impressive moves in big games. And I think celebrating it, don't wait for these people to become sore losers and to fall into that pit before you start going, oh, but you remember that time when you did this? As they do it, even if it's against you, find it within yourself to congratulate them on such a great play. They played amazingly. They might still lose, but at the end they'll go, I still got one over Anula, didn't I? So, you know, that can be a big boost. That sort of story and the big opportunity and the big moments, you know, the memorable stuff about games. I think they're really important ways to help people not fall into those traps.
Yeah, you're making it more positive, aren't you?
Yeah.
All right, so that's if someone at your table is a sore loser. But what if it's you? So I've had to deal with this myself because I am a sore loser. I've gotten a lot better.
A lot better, yeah.
But it still happens from time to time. So what you have to do in situations like this is be very aware of your problem, you know, admit it to yourself, and then just stay conscious of it when you are about to play a game, or you're in the middle of a game that's not going so well, or you know, like, it's not going to go well. Concentrate on, why am I playing this? For fun, you know? You play games to have fun. So just think about, how can I have fun in this game? And everyone else can still have fun. So don't ruin someone else's fun by, like, king making, you know, and deciding things on the table for them. Yeah. Like, that's no fun for them. You know, have fun by doing your best in a game and exploring it, you know? Treat it as a learning experience. If you're always playing the same faction or the same character, maybe shake it up a little bit. Try something new. And, hey, if you fail, well, at least you tried something new, you know?
Blame it on that as well.
Yeah, maybe. So, you know, if you just treat it as a fun learning experience where you can try all kinds of different things and keep track of what other people are doing. Maybe they're doing something that you can try. So if you just think of it as a learning experience that's fun with your friends, and I think that will help a lot. And then also communicating with the other people at the table. If you know that you have this problem and you can feel that it's affecting the people around you, bring it up, you know? Just say, before you start the game, look, I have a tendency to do yada, yada, yada.
I don't want to, and I'm going to work on it.
Yeah, let me know. If you see me starting to slide, you know, just say something to me. Because sometimes having someone bring it up to your attention...
snaps you out of it.
It can snap you out. Especially if it's early on when it's just starting. Because you can correct it before it escalates. So I think that those are some things that have helped me, at least. Yeah,
I mean, let's say it's not you. Let's say it is one of your friends or someone you game with regularly. Ultimately, and this is what we say every time we do a Gaming Solutions, communicate with that person. Talk to them as an adult. Treat them with respect. Have your points thought out beforehand. Go in a little bit prepared. Don't let it become an argument. Don't let it escalate. And I would say do it privately with them. And just explain to them that it's not fun to play with you when you do X, Y, or Z, you know? And I think if you can do that, hopefully they'll be adults about it, and they might even go, yeah, I know, I'm sorry. And it might become a situation like Lindsay just said, where they might say, look, I don't want to be that way. If you see it, please just mention it in the game. You know, just make a light-hearted comment about it, and it'll snap me out of it. But that ultimately is probably the best thing to do. Instead of using these other little tricks to try and get around the problem, talk to them about it first. And we often like to talk to them and suggest the things that we've mentioned, because they might go, oh yeah, that actually sounds really good. Let's try doing shorter games, because that might be their problem. They might say, my issue is we play 3-hour games and then I don't feel like I've achieved anything. So maybe give them 3-hour games that allow them to have that accomplishment, or play shorter games that feel very similar. That is usually the best thing we find. Yeah, so those are some of our solutions, but you might have some of your own, so by all means, leave those suggestions in the comments below. We'd love to hear them, as well as any other gaming solutions or challenges that you're facing that we can maybe talk about. And you can always check us out at our social media if you like, but until next time, we'll see you later. Bye! Was I like drumming on the table? Yeah, you actually did it 5 times in a row. And you always are I know, my feet aren't even bouncing, on the floor. My feet are hitting the table. Yeah. Aww. It's
Sorry.
not a big deal.
You know what we should do?
Huge deal.
Okay.
Pleasure
Well
working
done,
with you.
sir.
I'll see you next week.